What up YouTube? This content is for educational purpose only. All of this is entertainment. In this video we will look at all of the Baton Rouge, Louisiana rappers that have died. Baton Rouge has some of the greatest talent in the world, but due to street politics and street codes a lot of rappers don't get to make it out and see success. In Baton Rouge, beefing is serious, it's not a game. You can lose your life by just affiliating with the wrong group. So let's take a look at the rappers who had a chance but came up short due to street activities allegedly. The first rapper up is Nussy, whose real name is Christopher Jackson. Nussy grew up in Southside Baton Rouge and moved to Easy Town with his other side of the family. He had very strong ties to the south side of Baton Rouge and Easy Town and also every other hood in Baton Rouge. Nussy was heavily feared and respected. One man is injured and a local rapper is dead, after a Monday night shooting. Baton Rouge police officers say after taking the first victim to the hospital they found Chris, Nussy, Jackson dead inside a home on America Street. Nussy was co-owner of Club 225. Allegedly Marlo Mike and Ghost was hired by Boosie to take Nussy out allegedly, but according to rumors circulating around the Baton Rouge streets it was friendly fire by his own homie who was firing back while shots was being fired from outside through a window by an unknown shooter allegedly. Like spit a rap on the song Trust That Don't Know Who Kill Nussy but I heard it happened in house. The next Baton Rouge rapper to pass away due to street violence is this dude Big Marquise. Was like 6 feet 4 300 pounds trying to fight Boosie who ain't nothing but 5 feet 5 140 pounds who got diabetes lol he can't get no stripes off that but you see what happened to him trying to be on that bully stuff. All that Mr. Two-Piece stuff is over with Boosie raps on his Sticks and Stones songs he made. Damian Williams, 22, is accused of shooting Marquise Cerda, 31, on July 24, 2009. The shooting happened in the 6700 block of Cezanne Avenue. Investigators believe the shooting was retaliation for an earlier shooting allegedly. Big Marquise was associated with the Dope Celebrity family aka DCF Records, which was founded by Nussy, who was also eliminated from the streets due to his alleged street beefs with Boosie allegedly. Now everything is allegedly in this video. The next rapper to not make it out of Baton Rouge goes by the name Lil Fat. Melvin Vernell III, better known by his stage name Lil Fat, was an American rapper. Born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Vernell began rapping as a teenager and was signed to Trill Entertainment in 2007 when he was 14 years old. 3 convicted in death of Georgia rapper Lil Fat. Melvin Vernell III was shot and killed in June 2012 outside a hospital where he was awaiting the birth of his child. Also convicted were 35-year-old Gary Bradford and 29-year-old Maurice Connor on charges of conspiracy and participating in criminal street gang activity. Bradford was sentenced to 25 years in prison, and Connor, 30 years. Prosecutors say the 3 men conspired to kill Vernell in retaliation for a drug robbery they believed he had orchestrated. A 4th defendant awaits trial. Lil Fat was the reason why Marlo Mike came hanging around Boosie. Lil Fat brother Ken is on a murder charge for Bleak allegedly. Another Baton Rouge rapper that didn't make it was Young Reddy. Baton Rouge rapper Young Reddy killed in shooting that left 2 dead. One victim is Young Reddy, whose real name is Shannon Hudson. He would have turned 32 years old on July 8. Reddy's music was the voice of the streets of Louisiana and other areas, said Khalil Kane, social network promoter for Young Reddy. He will be truly missed. The shooting happened in Bogalusa just before 3:30 p.m. The Bogalusa Police Department is investigating. Officials would only say that it happened within city limits on the north side of town. Young Reddy owned and operated his own record label, Bo Entertainment. The label is affiliated with artists T-Dub, 31 St. Diddy, Lil Dundre, Young Crucial Juice, Lil Bam, Herbie, and Lit J. Rest in peace to Young Reddy. Another Baton Rouge rapper whose life was cut short due to street violence is Billa, better known as Keandre Ricks of Southside Baton Rouge. He's from the bottom of the south side to be exact. He's runs with the group called Bottom Boys Gorillas, who's now at odds with the Deusa and T.B.G. and the Bleedas. Buzilla was at odds with F.L. Deusa. He had a song called Lord Please Forgive Me where he took diss shots towards F.L. Deusa. The line in the song states Deusa be scared walking through the south better asking him how we laying la Buzilla rap. No cook. Keandre Ricks, better known as Buzilla or NBA Boosie, was an aspiring Baton Rouge rapper from the bottom of the south side. He is known for being the cousin of NBA Youngboy and NBA Michi Baby and also a close friend to BBG Baby Joe. Buzilla used to hit licks such as run in houses, break in cars, and rob drug dealers. Boozilla robbed several TBG members, and that's how the friction between Boozilla and TBG began. He was also known for sliding on his enemies in the streets. In 2015, Boozilla and Youngboy fell out over a female named Brianna. This beef didn't last long and nothing happened behind it and was eventually squashed. Boozilla later started a feud with Florida gang member Dusa. Words were passed to each other and the beef heated up. Boozilla allegedly shot up a couple Florida gang members' houses and Dusa put a hit out on him. On November 2, 2016, Boozilla would be shot to death in the south side of Baton Rouge. This murder would spark retaliation shootings from BBG and NBA. Trishawn Coates was arrested for the murder of Boozilla allegedly. The next Baton Rouge rapper that didn't make it was rapper Zoerella, dies week after shooting on Winbourne Avenue. Well-known Baton Rouge rapper who went by the name Zoerella died early Friday morning, nearly a week after he was shot multiple times near Wayne Drive and Winbourne Avenue, Baton Rouge police spokesman SGT. LaJean McNeely said. Lorenzo Dixon, 32, was shot while sitting in a car at Yo Way Audio April 22 at about 2 p.m., McNeely said. He added that police do not have a suspect or motive in his killing. Dixon's manager, Damari Harding, of Travis James Entertainment, called the rapper one of the label's top talents and said he was told Dixon was getting his car cleaned when he was shot. Harding said Dixon selected the rapper name, Zoerella, because Zoe was a childhood nickname and Rela meant that he always kept it real with his family and friends. On the day of the shooting, investigators worked the scene into the early evening and a white car that appeared to be Dixon's was towed away, but there was a break in his case. Baton Rouge man arrested in 2017 murder for hire of rapper Zoerella, homicide witness. Dexter Collins, 39, was arrested for his role in both, accused of killing one man who witnessed a double murder and another who rose to fame as a local rapper. Collins was also wanted in the April 22, 2017, slaying of rapper Lorenzo Dixon, who was shot in the 4100 block of Winbourne Avenue. Dixon, known as Zoerella, died several days later at a local hospital. Detectives learned Dixon was sitting in the driver's seat of a white Honda Accord when he was initially shot and later scrambled onto the pavement where his assailants fired again at close range. A witness told police that the leader of an organization of drug traffickers had ordered Collins and another man to kill Dixon, according to booking documents. Collins and the man fled the scene in a gray Chevrolet driven by Kelvin Lee Phillips. While Collins received $2,000 and 2 ounces of heroin for the slaying, Carter and other participants were promised promotions in the drug organization for their part in the crime, documents show. The getaway driver, Phillips, 41, of 4114 Prescott Court, was arrested Thursday in Dixon's death and booked on first-degree murder. The next Baton Rouge rapper who we have up that didn't make it due to street activities is Darrell G. Money. Baton Rouge police say 22-year-old Garrett Burton, more popularly known by his rap name, Darrell G. Money, was found dead after being shot and killed in his city. A man accused of gunning down Baton Rouge rapper G Money and igniting a violent street beef between two rival rap crews, accepted a plea deal from prosecutors. DeAndre DeMarcus Fields, 28, nicknamed NBA Lil Phat, was an associate of local rap artist NBA Youngboy. According to a second-degree murder indictment filed against Fields 2 years ago, he was the triggerman who shot and killed G Money, 22, whose real name is Garrett Burton, outside his music studio on Dallas Drive in September 2017 allegedly. Some say he was not the shooter, just the fall guy allegedly. G Money had beef all over Baton Rouge at the time of his death. His death came 5 months after Zoerella death. Word on the streets is that G Money jack a plug from out of Bankstown and that they were connected to the same ones who put a hit on Zoerella allegedly. G Money brag about it in the song Jack Who. So you can't say NBA Youngboy had anything to do with that, cause if you know you know. Baton Rouge is a place full of great talent, but due to the hatred it's barely impossible to make it out. People will envy you for no reason, they will hate you for your success. Everybody knows each other in some type of way, a lot are related down here in Baton Rouge. Another rapper that came up short was Lewis Robinson, also known as Louis Badaz. He's known for his single, Let Me Through Dis B, which was played by the Southern University Band during one of its halftime performances in 2016, according to The Advocate. It's still unclear how the shooting unfolded. He also had beef with the rapper Fredo Bang, but that beef had got squashed before Lewis had got step on allegedly. Yes, it is very real in the field in Baton Rouge. Another rapper we have that didn't make it was Boulevard Quick of T. B. G. Boulevard Quick dead at 25. Baton Rouge rapper killed near his home. Rapper Ashton Wells, better known as Boulevard Quick, was killed near his apartment complex on Monday. The 25-year-old, from Baton Rouge, was a G-Money and Fredo Bang affiliate. He also reportedly had a feud with rapper NBA YoungBoy. A Baton Rouge rapper known as Boulevard Quick was found dead early Monday after a shooting at an apartment complex just off Interstate 12 at Millerville Road. The body of Ashton Wells, 25, was found near a building at the Lakeside Villa Apartments in the 2400 block of Weldwood Drive about 12:30 a.m. Monday, said Baton Rouge police spokesman SGT. Don Coppola Jr. Multiple posts on social media referred to the death of Boulevard Quick, many with tributes to him and his music. In a comment on Boulevard Quick's latest music video posted on YouTube Saturday, the videographer wrote early Monday, "Rest in peace Boulevard Quick." The video, "Slept on It," has been viewed more than 100,000 times. According to social media posts by Boulevard Quick, the rapper had been close friends with another local rapper, Garrett Burton, known as G-Money, who was killed in September 2017, also in a shooting. Many of Boulevard Quick's posts on Instagram are tributes to G-Money. Quick was known for applying pressure on the Bottom Boys Gorillas allegedly in the NBA crew. 2 people were shot and critically injured while a rap music video was being filmed on Wednesday night, in the city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Both men later died in hospital. "The violence is real in Baton Rouge, please don't get caught slipping cause it will be your last time." Footage was being captured at a property on Dalton Street when the incident took place, at approximately 7:30 p.m., in the 3900 block near North 38th Street. 25-year-old DeAndre Mills and 31-year-old Landon Johnson lost their lives as a result of the gunfire. It's not yet clear if Mills and Johnson had any part in the making of the video. Louisiana is no place like others, it's very different, and people down here in Louisiana don't care about money or fame, it's all about respect and who have the most bodies down here in Louisiana. I advise all rappers be careful and aware when visiting Louisiana, they won't hesitate to try you. So you have to be living like that in order to survive. Only the strong survive. Here another Baton Rouge rapper that didn't make it due to street violence is Baton Rouge rapper Trill Bleda, shot dead near Mall of Louisiana in targeted attack. The 18-year-old rapper and another man, 19-year-old Clifton Lindsay, were the victims of a drive-by shooting on Friday, February 25. The deaths of Trill Bleda and Lindsay were shocking due in large part to the shootings occurring in broad daylight at one of the busiest intersections in an area not prone to gun violence. The shooting wasn't considered random but instead involved rival groups. Police Chief Murphy Paul previously said the bulk of violence in Baton Rouge was concentrated in certain areas of the city. The Bledas was at war with the Vultures out the Bankstown area and the Bottom Boys Gorillas, 4K Trey and other allegedly groups around Baton Rouge. Trill Bleda's emergence in Baton Rouge was widely noticed on Spotify and YouTube. He had racked up over 2,800 monthly listens on Spotify, with 4 of his 5 highest streamed singles clocking around 15,000 plays at minimum. His final video, Soul Survivor, was released on Tuesday, February 22, 3 days before his untimely murder. I tell you, Baton Rouge is a place that will make or break you. Another rapper that didn't make it due to street violence is 7 Hardaway. He was part of the T.B.G. rap label. The shooting happened around 8 p.m. at Sherwood Place Apartments, just off Coursey Boulevard. The East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office said the victim, 33-year-old Stanley Wright, was found dead in the parking lot. The department said Wednesday that deputies suspect Wright was specifically targeted in the shooting. According to social media, Wright went by the name 77 Hardaway and was associated with the Top Boy Gorilla group. Several photos showed Wright alongside well-known Baton Rouge rappers Lit Yoshi and Fredo Bang, who also have ties to the group and have been linked to a violent ongoing feud that's resulted in multiple shootings. It don't stop there. Another rapper we have that didn't make due to street violence is Hot Boy Nook. Police say a fight led to a deadly shooting near a Breck Park in Baton Rouge. The Baton Rouge Police Department said the shooting happened around 7:20 p.m. in the 3100 block of North Sherwood Forest Drive after a fight. Police said Nicholas Brock, 29, died at the scene. The Baton Rouge Police Department is investigating the shooting death of a 20-year-old man on Monday, March 28. Investigators said Frederick Harris, 19, was shot multiple times and died at the scene. The shooting happened on Birch Street near Scenic Highway around 4 p.m. Rest in peace to T.M.H. Free throw. a rapper who went by Teflon Webby and Wet the Block, was one of two men who killed each other in an apparent shootout in Baton Rouge on Tuesday afternoon, the sheriff's office said, and his death led to calls on social media for the violence to stop. The rapper, 21-year-old Ray Griffin, and Stephen Brown, 29, died in a broad daylight shooting on Denova Street, the sheriff's office said. Deputies were called to the 5000 block of Denova Street around 2 p.m. Tuesday in response to the shootings. The two victims had managed to leave the scene and get to the hospital, but both later died from their injuries. Witnesses told deputies that the two got into an argument that ended with them firing shots at each other, Hicks said. The investigation is ongoing. Two YouTube videos lament the loss of Griffin, referring to him as Teflon Webby and Wet the Block. Baton Rouge officials have attributed a number of shootings in the city to feuds between rival rap groups, some of which allegedly operate like criminal gangs. That was a brief history of some of the great Baton Rouge rapper that we have lost due to street activities and violence allegedly. Baton Rouge ranked as one of the most dangerous cities in U.S. for pedestrians. Baton Rouge is the 10th most dangerous city for pedestrians. Stay out of North Baton Rouge, period. You also don't want anything to do with the Plank Road area either. South Baton Rouge is a little trickier. There is nothing on Gardere that you need. Also, the area just outside of LSU headed downtown is bad too. Speaking of downtown, once you reach the limits of the Garden District, keep driving until you get to the downtown area. Don't go to the Greyhound bus station ever. I hope you enjoyed the content provided to you. Now hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Thanks for watching 318 Louisiana Legend YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe. What up my YouTube community, we back at it with another one. In this video I will explain to you about what's going on in Baton Rouge, Louisiana and why you should be careful visiting Baton Rouge. It's really real down here, so like, share and subscribe. Detectives investigate deadly crash involving BRPD vehicle. Baton Rouge, La. WAFB detectives are investigating a deadly crash that involved a BRPD unit and multiple other vehicles late Friday night, October 20th. According to the Baton Rouge Police Department, the crash happened around 10:45 p.m. near the intersection of Government Street and South Foster Drive in Baton Rouge. Police said one person, Caleb James Chipetta, 38, was killed. The crash occurred as two uniformed BRPD officers were responding to an officer in need of assistance call on South 16th Street and Government Street, according to authorities. They added that there was a report of individuals carrying weapons. Police said that two officers tried to contact the individuals, and gunfire then broke out. An unknown number of people were shooting at officers. According to police, no officers were injured in the gunfire. Police said the individuals who were shooting at the officers took off from the scene, so it's unclear whether any of them were injured. Authorities. Police said that just before the crash happened, a marked BRPD Ford Explorer with lights and sirens activated was headed west on Government Street. The BRPD unit entered the intersection and crashed into a Chevrolet Impala that was headed south on South Foster Drive, according to BRPD. According to police, Chipetta was the driver of the Chevrolet Impala and died at the scene. Two officers were taken to a hospital with injuries as a result of the crash. Police said 6 additional vehicles were also struck during the crash. The investigation is ongoing. Baton Rouge, Louisiana is a dangerous place right now. You have to be safe and on point when you're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. In other Baton Rouge news, the judge finds a Baton Rouge man guilty of killing father of two in ambush-style shooting. Devin Ennis died in a hail of gunfire as he sat inside his vehicle while two SUVs trapped him and someone sprayed more than 20 bullets at him. A Baton Rouge judge this week ruled a man involved in the shooting guilty of second-degree murder following 3 days of testimony. Curtis Stewart Jr., 25, faces a mandatory life sentence for Ennis's 2021 slaying. District Judge Ebony Johnson Rose, who presided over the trial, set an October 31 sentencing date. Stewart had opted in August to forego a jury trial and have Johnson Rose determine his fate from the bench. She deliberated nearly 2 hours before rendering the guilty verdict Wednesday. He got justice now, Chimika O'Connor, the victim's mother, said Friday. My son can't come back. He can't see his kids, who are just starting school. He won't be able to be there for them throughout pre-K and all. But I'm just glad it's over with and that justice was served. The trial opened to unexpected controversy Monday when 2 of the state's key witnesses failed to appear to testify. Prosecutors from the East Baton Rouge District Attorney's Office filed motions Tuesday morning asking Johnson Rose to make pretrial statements from the two Baton Rouge women admissible as evidence, alleging Stewart conspired to pay off the pair. Investigators from the district attorney's office had served both witnesses with subpoenas to show up for the start of the trial. When they were no-shows, an investigator listened to a jailhouse phone call Stewart had Monday. During the recorded conversation, according to the prosecutor's filing, Stewart agreed to have his brother pick up a check from an attorney's office, cash it, then pay the two witnesses an undisclosed amount of money not to testify. Stewart called both witnesses from jail through his brother, and the women agreed to remain in hiding so they wouldn't be forced to take the stand in the trial, the motion indicated. Officials said both women eventually did appear in court to testify after Johnson Rose issued warrants for their arrest Tuesday. "We're aware of the situation and we're currently investigating whether any payments were made or improper actions were taken by anyone involved in this case," District Attorney Hiller Moore said Friday. Ennis, a 25-year-old Baton Rouge man, was a father of two young sons who went to school for welding and used to paint cars with his father. Family members believed the shooting stemmed from a beef between rival neighborhoods in the city. Devonta was a good person, O'Connor said. He was respectful and he would help anybody. Ennis was sitting inside his Mercedes in the 4700 block of Prescott Road near Beechwood Drive when the shooting happened April 25, 2021. According to authorities, he was struck several times in the chest and arms when suspects used a Chevrolet Traverse and a Nissan Armada to block his vehicle from leaving. BRPD Detective Robert Blanchard testified this week that Ennis's vehicle was riddled with 22 bullets. An off-duty Baton Rouge firefighter tried to treat the victim, but Ennis died at the scene. Police found the SUVs used to barricade Ennis during the shooting on fire shortly afterward on Alexander Drive. Both had been reported stolen earlier in the day, police said. According to testimony this week, the vehicles were owned by two of Stewart's girlfriends. Investigators used that connection to tie him to the crime. According to Stewart's attorney Ron Haley, detectives and prosecutors relied too heavily on that link and failed to investigate holes in the case that could have ruled out Stewart as the gunman seen approaching Ennis's vehicle in surveillance footage. Among them was a blood-stained firearm found about 15 to 18 feet from Ennis's bullet-strewn vehicle. Haley argued prosecutors never had it tested for fingerprint or DNA evidence. "All these maybes create reasonable doubt," he said. "It is the job of the state of Louisiana to disprove these theories, and they have the tools to do it." Instead, they had tunnel vision just because the vehicles involved are connected to two ladies that were involved with the defendant. Prosecutors showed the judge surveillance footage of the shooting and introduced evidence from a November 2020 drive-by shooting near Baker. Stewart was indicted on 4 counts of attempted murder in connection with that shooting. According to an arrest warrant, he opened fire on several people with a Draco-style AK-47. Stewart has pleaded not guilty and the case is ongoing. Assistant District Attorney Frederick Scott told Johnson Rose there were several similarities between that drive-by and the shooting that left Ennis dead. "The state has provided more than enough to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt," he said during the state's closing arguments Wednesday. "This is a very unique case. But at the same time, if you put these pieces together, they fit as a whole." No accomplice has been charged in Ennis's slaying, but Haley reasoned at least 2 people were involved because 2 vehicles were used to box in the victim's vehicle. He suggested Stewart may have been involved, but there was no evidence to prove he was the shooter, and he told the judge prosecutors charged his client with the wrong crime. The fatal shooting happened at 7:40 p.m. Haley emphasized a call Stewart received on his cell phone at 6:42 that evening, one that lasted more than 68 minutes. He told the judge the call ended minutes after the shooting occurred. "That means Mr. Stewart was on the phone with someone before the homicide, during the homicide and after the homicide," he said. "He is charged with being the triggerman. And that 68-minute, 37-second phone call is enough reasonable doubt to find him not guilty. They did not try to verify any and all exculpatory evidence on Mr. Stewart. They just didn't, and that should not be enough for a government to take the life of a defendant." But prosecutors said Stewart was driving around looking for Ennis during the phone call and ambushed the victim when he spotted him. "The beef is real in Baton Rouge, and if you get caught lacking, it just might be your last time you're in this world," allegedly. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has been listed among the cities with higher crime rates, which has contributed to its reputation as one of the most dangerous cities in America. There are several factors that can contribute to this perception, including high crime rates, Baton Rouge has experienced higher crime rates compared to the national average, particularly when it comes to violent crimes such as homicides, robberies, and assaults. These statistics contribute to the city's overall ranking in terms of safety. Poverty and socioeconomic factors. Like many other cities with higher crime rates, Baton Rouge faces challenges related to poverty and socioeconomic disparities. Economic inequality, limited access to quality education, and lack of employment opportunities can contribute to crime rates. Drug-related issues. Drug-related crimes and associated activities can also contribute to the perception of a city being dangerous. Baton Rouge, like many other urban areas, faces challenges related to drug trafficking and substance abuse. While Baton Rouge has its challenges, it's important to note that not all areas of the city are equally affected by crime. There are neighborhoods in Baton Rouge that are considered safe and family-friendly. These areas typically have lower crime rates, well-maintained infrastructure, good schools, and community amenities. It's advisable to research and consult with local residents, real estate professionals, or law enforcement agencies to identify safer neighborhoods suitable for families. Additionally, it's worth mentioning that efforts are often made by local authorities, community organizations, and residents to address crime and improve safety in the city. Collaborative initiatives, increased community policing, and targeted programs aimed at addressing social and economic issues can contribute to creating safer environments for residents. Any area north of Interstates 10 and 12 are less desirable and the crime there accelerates rapidly. That makes half the city undesirable. In the southern part of the city parish, it is safer, but crime is slowly increasing. In the last 30 years, more people are leaving the city for suburban Livingston and Ascension parishes. But crime there is beginning to increase, making locals realize there is really no place to run. At night, it's just dangerous to be out. During daylight, know where you are or you could easily be a victim. Baton Rouge suffers roughly 175 to 200 homicides annually, and that doesn't count the attempted homicides. Those who are optimistic will tell you Baton Rouge is really no more dangerous than other cities, but what they're not telling you is Baton Rouge is flat out dangerous and FBI statistics support that. First, if you've ever lived anywhere outside of the South, you'll realize upon arriving in Baton Rouge that it's very segregated racially and economically, not always on the surface, but it's most definitely there. Baton Rouge is largely a blue-collar town with white-collar money owing to the large amount of well-paying jobs in area chemical plants. Culture in Baton Rouge revolves largely around eating and college sports. There's a very healthy bar scene but little else to do unless you really look for it. While it's a large college town with 2 large universities and several smaller colleges, Baton Rouge is usually comprised of people who are here for a short time due to school or career and those who have been here forever. The people who have been here forever often tend to get very defensive about what's wrong with Baton Rouge, and the list is long. From public health woes to crime, there's a lot of room for improvement, but if, like most Baton Rougians, you are okay with not scratching the pretty surface of the city, it can be quite pleasant. Baton Rouge is growing and developing rapidly. However, your opinion of Baton Rouge may depend on whether you are moving there from a rural community or a metro area. If you are coming from a rural-ish area, Baton Rouge can provide a city life. There are restaurants, bars, and residential areas downtown, as well as in Perkins Row and Town Center. There are public parks and organized recreational sports. If you are moving there from a metro area, you may feel like there is not much to do. It takes some time to figure out Baton Rouge living. Here are some things that are consistent regardless of where you are moving from. The traffic is terrible, especially on Interstate. It is a college town. LSU is life. It is the heartbeat of the community. Tailgating and LSU football is amazing. Go check it out at least once in your lifetime. Especially the Southern University Jaguars, aka the Human Jukebox. By the way, it's way better than LSU and Grambling State University. Go Jaguars, but back to the content. Everyone is an LSU fan. Many Baton Rouge natives are such huge fans it's almost annoying. They can be found wearing purple and gold any day of the week, any time of the year. Professionals even wear purple and gold ties regularly and have LSU-themed offices. Don't even mention an NFL team like the Saints, they don't care. But don't get it twisted, South Baton Rouge is mostly like the suburbs of any other mid-sized city. There are many nice subdivisions, shopping centers, restaurants, and most recreational activities are supported. The population can probably best be described as upper middle class, with a large percentage of jobs being supported by the petrochemical industry. Segregation has been mentioned as a negative, but in a city that is about 50/50% black-white, that is relative. South Bridge is more white than North Bridge, but that doesn't seem to be a huge issue. Crime is also less than in the northern half of the city, but the south is hardly immune. There is no part of the city that is immune from terrible rush hour traffic. The area's biggest asset is its people, and they can be the nicest bunch of folks you'll find anywhere. Be aware, though, that in this area you get what you give. Depending on a variety of criteria, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, may be a suitable place to raise a family. Here are some things to think about. Education. Children have a variety of educational opportunities in Baton Rouge because of the city's outstanding public and private schools, several colleges, and institutions. Safety. Despite Baton Rouge's higher than average crime rate, many families feel secure there thanks to the city's efforts to address the problem. Cost of living. Compared to many other cities, Baton Rouge has a reduced cost of living, making it a more inexpensive area to raise a family. Community. Baton Rouge is renowned for its warm residents and southern hospitality and has a strong sense of community. Some people like to live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana over New Orleans due to their comfort. They feel easy to live there and easily earnings. Here are some of the safest areas to live near Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Zachary. This city is located about 15 miles north of Baton Rouge and has a population of about 20,000 people. It is known for its low crime rate and its family-friendly atmosphere. Prairieville. This town is located about 20 miles west of Baton Rouge and has a population of about 25,000 people. It is also known for its low crime rate and its excellent schools. Central. This city is located about 10 miles east of Baton Rouge and has a population of about 30,000 people. It is a diverse community with a mix of young professionals and families. Inniswold. This neighborhood is located within the city of Baton Rouge and is known for its quiet streets and its proximity to parks and green space. Sherwood Forest. This neighborhood is also located within the city of Baton Rouge and is known for its excellent schools and its safe streets. Metairie. This suburb is located about 10 miles west of New Orleans and has a population of about 150,000 people. It is known for its low crime rate and its family-friendly atmosphere. Kenner. This suburb is located about 10 miles east of New Orleans and has a population of about 100,000 people. It is also known for its low crime rate and its excellent schools. Stay out of North Baton Rouge, period. You also don't want anything to do with the Plank Road area either. South Baton Rouge is a little trickier. There is nothing on Gardere that you need. Also, the area just outside of LSU headed downtown is bad too. Speaking of downtown, once you reach the limits of the Garden District, keep driving until you get to the downtown area past 110, and for heaven's sakes, don't go to the Greyhound bus station. Ever. Baton Rouge has a city population of around 250,000 people, and is the principal city of a metropolitan area of just under 1 million people. Most people would classify it as a mid-sized city. I normally wouldn't classify a city as big unless it had at least 100,000 people and was the primary city of a metropolitan area of at least 1 million people, so I would say Baton Rouge is on the cusp of being a big city but isn't quite there yet. That being said, Baton Rouge has a high-rise downtown area, several cute neighborhoods, and all the trappings of a big city, including big city traffic during rush hour, the same reason every place is dangerous, unparented kids grow up to be thugs, plus the normalcy of a gun culture. It crosses racial and even economic lines. Here, we definitely have a problem with drug addicts and sociopaths breeding and creating more of the same. Children that are neglected look to the streets for their social direction. Plus, they are parked in front of TVs before they can walk. I know someone that told me he used to watch his uncle's porn collection after the uncle left for work, at 8 years old. Unparented. Exposure to violence, drugs, and psychopathic behavior at far too young ages to process them objectively. Observing these behaviors is normal by their primary caregivers. The acceptance of shooting someone instead of settling it with fists, as may have been done in past generations. I would say yes. Louisiana people for the most part are kind, loving people. Baton Rouge is no different. There are plenty of neighborhoods either in Baton Rouge or around the suburbs. While historically, in the state of Louisiana, Baton Rouge has been overlooked by the more known city of New Orleans, along with its reputation, but the rise of the hip-hop's top rap artists has shed more light into the streets of BR. The south side of the city is home to several Baton Rouge hoods such as Uptown, Cross Tracks, Bottom, and G Street. In addition to these, there are also Mayfair, Valley Park, and Gardere Lane. The smaller area of Baton Rouge has given rise to many legends of the city, including Boosie and Kevin Gates. 4 Baton Rouge police officers face misconduct charges amid investigations into street crimes unit. This warehouse, officially known as the Narcotics Processing Facility, has been permanently closed and the street crimes unit officers have been disbanded and reassigned, the Baton Rouge Police Department has said. Be careful when coming to Baton Rouge. I hope you enjoy the content. Don't forget to like and subscribe to 318 Louisiana Legend YouTube channel. I wouldn't mess with the Sherwood Forest Pub boys, they hang out in the Harbor Freight parking lot. Also, back in the day they had the Outlaws. Around the same time Boosie and C-Lock dropped that song. Now, most of them are revolving around rap groups. Spider Gang also used to have Kane Music Mafia before the cops essentially dismantled them. Things like that. Bloods do have their hands in some of BR, although it's not like you imagine them. Easy Town, Florida and Government Area. Mall City, further down Florida and near Cortana. Ghost Town, Winborn and N. Foster area. Then you have the Uptown, Big Town, North and then to downtown. Zion City, Plan to Memorial Stadium. Brookstown, Plank, Evangeline, Bank Street area. Valley Park, Baywell before 100 Oaks up to Wendy's on College area. Boot Town, Stomp Land, all of Evangeline Street minus the one small patch Brookstown has. Bankstown, a bit unsure on where this begins and ends, but it's in the 70s streets area. Then there's Scotlandville, nuff said, but clear distinctions are at 110 and Southern University. Gardere, west of Bluebonnet and incorporates all land between Nicholson and Highland, but not close to LSU. Mayfair, a couple of patches behind the Gas Indians gas station on Staring and up to the Highland Staring split. You also have Lake Town, Da Lake, bus station on Goat and small east portion. Not very big, basically a suburb of Easy Town. Glen Oaks, Oaktown, Gangsta City, all east and west of Silverleaf Drive, deceptive neighborhood, mostly houses that look nice. At night, throw out the playbook. The Bottoms, McKinley, all of the streets named after states and runs from the bridge overpass to the gates of LSU. Then you have Sherwood, north of Florida Boulevard and most of South Choctaw. Very confusing parameters because it's far more than just that. Bird City, Bird Station, Ardenwood and Kincaid. Small area, Rose Hill, Trackstown, the bad parts of Astor up to the lakes past LSU. If you go further you have Awood, the majority of Ardenwood and its surrounding areas. Parktown, Gus Young and all of the numbered side streets, the 30s all the way up to Washington, just west of Easytown. Baker, Northland, Plank, Blunt, Hooper areas, vast territory. It don't stop there, you still have. So be very safe and careful when you're coming to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.